Hello everyone, welcome back to Skillify. Today we'll be looking at some standard function of Excel. Okay, so over here I have prepared a data. You can easily understand that this is the data. I am kind of maintaining the results of the student. We can give it a heading also. So let's give it a heading as student result. Hmm. So let's give it some formatting, give it a color, change the font color, and then change, make it bold, increase the size. Okay. Now, over here we have some headings. Okay. Then after that, understand the data first. We have we have the student names, we have the subjects names. Okay. So we have subjects as math, English, social science, art, science. So we have in total 5 subjects. Now my task is to calculate the total marks. First thing is don't get confused. Total marks are not the sum of these numbers. That will be the obtained marks. Okay. So there is a trick. Not a trick, you can understand that. If I count the number of subjects, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have in total 5 numbers of subject. So total marks will be 500 if I am providing marks out of 100. Right? So you can see that there is 78, 89. So basically I'm giving in each subject, I'm providing marks out of 100. So in total marks will be 500. So you can just put 500, and we have learned how we can just perform autofill. Just drag it. Yes. Now the very first thing, I need to calculate the obtained marks with, like, the student name is Arun, how much marks he has earned in total, right? How much marks he has obtained. So what I can do is I have 2 to 3 options. We have covered the referencing part. Okay, if you are not aware of referencing, you can watch our previous video. In that we have uh, discussed it very in detail. Okay, how actually the referencing works. So these formulas also, whenever you are putting a formula in a cell and then you are drag and dropping it, so you are copying the formula in other cells. So referencing is working. Now my task is to calculate the sum of the marks. So what I do is I can just start by this way. Is equal to is something which will tell Excel that we are using the formula, right? We have started, we are going to use a function. So now what I can do is I can select them manually. I have selected this number. I can give a operation. I want to perform addition, so I can do it this way also. Okay. So yes. Now second one. So we have given it the first, we have selected this, then we have provided operation, then select the second cell. Again, so you have to give it manually, right? You are moving forward and you have to give the operations manually one by one. Let's say now I have 10 numbers, 12 numbers of something. So it will be hectic, but it will give me the answer. If I hit enter, so I am getting 418. What I can do is simple. I can just drag and drop, and now I am getting the sum of all these numbers. So you can just check out how referencing is working. If I go to the second cell, sorry, yes, if I go to the second cell, if I double click on it to check out like which formula is working on this cell, you can see that it is taking reference of this row, right? If I move to the, let's say, some other cell, and if I double click on it, you'll see that this is taking the reference from this cell. Okay, now my task is to understand that is it needed for me to select it manually? So answer is no. We have some standard formulas to perform these things. So what I can do is I can just implement this sum formula over here. Okay, just type sum. Now, when you type, when you are trying to use a function, okay, and it is, when you're typing that name, you'll have a list below that. So, for example, right now I'm in typing sum, but you can see that I have some if, some ifs, some product, and all. Like there are a lot of conditions out there. Okay, so you can just check out if your desired function has this color, this blue color of line. So when you see that, okay, I want to use this particular function and this one is already in blue color. So just press tab key. It will open that function for you. Okay, tab key, press the tab key from your laptop. So it will open the function for you. Now it will ask you for number 1, number 2, number 3. Again, you can do it manually, but this time, instead of giving the operation, that is like plus or minus sign, you have to give comma for separation. Okay, you can see that. To select the other number, I need to give it a comma. So it is kind of again the hectic thing, but understand one thing, and this is also a kind of clue. Whenever you see this number 1, number 2, and so on kind of thing, so you can just give it a range. So what I will do is I will select it this way. You can see that I have given it a range, close the formula, close the bracket, hit enter. So I'm getting this value, and what I'll do is simple, I will drag it, and this is the way I will be getting the answer. Is it clear? Yes. Now, see, second thing is there. One is this part. This one is, let's say I have calculated the obtained marks. Now I want to find out what are the average marks, what is the maximum marks in this range or something. So how I can do that? So again, we have standard formula for calculating average. Now average is in blue color. Press the tab key. Open the bracket. So in which range you want to check out the average? So in this range, I want to check out the average. I will close the bracket. Okay. Hit enter. One second, sorry. What happened? Just let me just show you again. Again, type the average function, tab key, select the range, close the bracket, hit enter. So now you can see that over here in this section, this is showing me a value as 387, and then this is 0.6666. So this is something which is showing you the accurate value. You can just change this format. So what you can do is simple click on it. Okay. And now you have the option as Control Shift F is there, the shortcut. So in that one, come to this number section. One way to get this dialog box is this. You can see that this particular format is visible over here. So right now you are in the general tab, and you can see that this is the way your data is looking like. Just move to the number. Okay, and just remove the decimal. You can see that this is the sample data. If you move to the number one and decimal places, you will be having two values after the decimal. So what you can do is reduce this to 0 and just hit on OK. Now you can see that this 388 is the average marks which students have obtained in the class. Okay. Now I want to check out who is the topper. Again, what I can do is simple type max function. Okay. And then after that, select the range. Again, you can see that number 1, number 2, number 3, everything is there. Just select the range, close the bracket, hit enter. So 418 is the highest marks in my range. You can see that 418, you can easily just notice in this range, 418 is the highest marks. Okay. Now same way, I can calculate the minimum marks of in my class. So again, I need to select the range. I will close the bracket and hit enter. So 317 is the uh, basically the minimum marks I have obtained. Okay. So these are some standard formulas we have. Okay. There are a lot of formulas out there. So how you can, if you wanted to learn each and every formula. So there are more than like 100 formulas out there in the Excel, and it is not a suggestion to learn each and every. Just understand, and these are the requirement based. So whenever you have the requirement to apply a formula, you can just find it out. And let's say we use different formulas for different sections. For example, right now this is normal numbering and you are maintaining results. These are some normal formulas, but you are someone who is using Excel in the finance, so there might be some different type of formulas. To access them, what you can do is, or how you can just learn them, is just go to this formula tab. Okay. And right now over here, you'll see that there are different type of formulas. So for example, you are using Excel into the financial type of things. And so you can, if you click on the drop down, you'll have the list of these type of formulas, what you want to calculate. Okay. You can just check this out and you can just insert any of them. If you go with the logical one, so we have these logical formulas. We'll cover them in our sessions. Text formulas we have, date and time functions we have lookup and all, we have math and trigonometry. So it's basically requirement based. Okay. So whenever you are performing something and you are stuck like which formula I should use. So all you need is just a hint, like I need to calculate average or maximum or minimum, some other thing. Just go to the formula tab and find out your formula. Now next thing is, let's say I need to calculate the percentage manually. So I need to understand that to implement this formula, first of all, percentage over here is a part of formatting. Okay, you can see that in the number section we have this percentage and all things. So what I can do is simple, I can just give it some percentage. But to get that number, like how much percent this person has gained, so first we have to put a formula that is equal to my obtained marks will get divided by the total marks. This is a formula to calculate the percentage. If I hit enter, you'll see that this is coming as 0.836, because if you remember, we actually multiply this value by 100 to get the percentage, right? But I don't want to do that. What I will do is simple. I will select it. I have calculated the percentages. These are the percentage. And then all I do is just click on this percentage. Now it get converted into the percentage. So these are some standard formulas. Okay, so that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next video and we'll perform some other functions. Thank you, everyone.